3 common mistakes that hunters normally make when deer hunting is, number 1, when the season is over, they abandon the woods. They abandon the herd. They abandon all the tactics that they were using to attract deer into the property they were hunting, and they leave it alone. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep deer in the area. Even when you're not hunting, you want them to be in that area by giving them what they need. And during this time of the year, they're going to need food, because it's that time between winter and spring where all the turkeys, wild hogs, squirrels, possum, armadillo, everything else in the woods is eating the acorns and the food, and they're scarce. And also the does are carrying their young at this time. So they're gonna need that nourishment. So you wanna come out, make sure you keep feeding them, keep them in the area, keep them coming back to your spot. Don't let them associate the food that you put out with your presence hunting. So come out here when you're not hunting, feed them, keep them nourished. That's 1. Number 2, knowing what they need and the time of the year they need it. Because when you go into the stores and you buy the salt blocks or the supplements like deer cane, things like that, that are supposed to be the minerals that the deer need, they're not gonna use those as much during hunting season as they would during the summer. This is the time you want to put it out. I'm out here in March. You want to put that out there in March. Get it out in the woods so that they'll come for the day. To pick up mineral blocks. I called around, and it seems like this is the best price I could get for that Tractor Supply. So I got to pick up 6 of these and get those put on the truck. We're headed out to the woods, put them out.
If you use mineral block for hunting, or if you use corn for hunting, you can use the receipt as a tax write-off, because technically it's for your food. So just
good information to know.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be keeping this receipt.
Most definitely.
All right, thanks. Nice meeting you, man.
You as well. What's your name?
Jamie.
Jacob Dyer. Nice to meet you, brother.
You never know what you're gonna find out when you go out and start mixing, mingling, and you never know what you're gonna find out right here on Heath Shooting and Outdoors. Who would have thought that my hunting supplies could be a tax write-off? Well, we're headed to the woods now. Gonna break the seal on this. I've shook it up, and now I'm just gonna pour it, starting in the middle, and work my way out in a circle. About a 3.5 foot circle. Make sure I get this saturated good here. There we go. Now, this spot is all set. I don't have to do anything else to this. I can just leave it here and come back in later on this year when the season starts, and the deer should have started making trails in here to pick up these minerals. And they're creatures of habit, so they're going to continue to come this way. You want the does to get in here because those are what leads the herd. They're the ones that are going to set the trails up for the other deer. So if you would, give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for when we come back with more prepping your hunting spots. I've got my salt blocks out. I've prepped the area for my deer cane that I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna put that deer cane out here. I've shook it up real good. I'm gonna put it out here so that they'll have this to come to during the summer months. And right here, see, I use this tool to chop that up to make sure that that dirt is nice and loose so that that deer cane will absorb into the dirt, and it'll be here when they need it in June, July, August. And they're gonna taper off in September. They're gonna start looking for other things in October, of course. They're getting ready for the rut. They're not really concerned that much about this at that time. So this is the time of the year that you wanna get this out here. This is a tip for you. If you would, hit that subscribe button and look forward to the future hunts coming from this spot. I will be bringing you hunts from around this spot, not here. We have stands set up over here. We have tents set up over here. If you tune in to B3 taking his first 2 deer, they were about 300 yards that way when we took those deer. So we're prepping it, getting it ready for next season. My brother Lonnie hunts about 400 yards that way, and I normally start the season out about 500 yards that way. So this is just a central point, as you can see in the center of where we hunt, to bring those deer here, to get them used to that travel pattern of coming past those tents, past those stands, so we have a better chance of harvesting a deer during hunting season. Came in this morning to pick up some necessities, all-purpose fertilizer, 10-10-10. I want to get a bag of that so I can take it out and start to fertilize these trees and get ready for next season. This is something you have to pick up during the off season, and to help fertilize those oak trees to produce more acorns when you need to keep the deer on your property and off your neighbor's property. This is something that most hunters will overlook or not do, and I started doing this about 10 years ago, maybe 12, but this helped me out. It helps keep the deer in the area. Trophy bucks hang around longer. Also, it brings other wildlife into the area because trees take in our carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, and makes it a better place for all living creatures. Gotta pick that up. Okay, I want to come out today to show that before I put out the well over 2,000 pounds of deer corn that I put out every year, I put out about 45 pounds of fertilizer, just to make sure that I keep the deer in the area. You know, you want to fertilize a food that's already here naturally. It's something that's they're used to. You're just enhancing it and making it easier for them to have in the wintertime. Make sure these trees produce more of what they need. So what you want to do is go around the drip line of this tree. Not a lot, just sparingly on the drip line of the tree, like so. And this will help this tree produce more of what those deer need during deer season. Whew. So, again, we're in Georgia, and guess what? It's hot again. So, hope this tip helps. As always, good, happy, safe hunting. I'm gonna finish up here, and I'll tune back in with you later. My second location. Wow, what a task. Right here. See the bank? I've been putting salt here for the past roughly 20 years. And they dug this bank out right here. They had an old feeder right there, but it doesn't work anymore. They dug all the roots of that tree up into the remnants of those salt blocks. So that's a tactic that works. It keeps them in the area, gives them what they need. So keep that in mind during this off season. I have this area set up here for scouting all year long. I have the cameras here. I have a corn spot here. And of course you can see the woods behind me there. I watch these deer all year. This is a no hunting zone, so I get to see what they do during the year when there's no hunting pressure. So their travel patterns change even when no one's hunting them and they don't have many predators. So that's why that postseason scouting and all the preseason scouting, keeping up with their deer and their travel patterns and their habits is very important. Okay, I want to say that third mistake that hunters make is in their scouting. They will do a preseason scout and then they stop. And what that does, it gives you the location of the deer at the start of the season, but deer will relocate due to changes in the environment, changes in the weather, changes in the food source. So you want to do a preseason scout, then you also want to do a mid-season scout, and don't forget the most important thing is the postseason scout. And the postseason scout is so important because when you find the deer post-season, you're finding where they go when the food is scarce and when the hunting pressure is on and when the cover is scarce. That's where you want to locate to when you start hunting and you stop seeing a deer. You want to go to that area where you found them during the postseason. So always remember those three things. You don't forget to fertilize your trees, give them what they need. Don't forget to give them that salt that they're going to use during the summer. And don't forget to keep your scouting. Keep your eye on the woods in your hunting area. And if you make that a habit, you will not have a problem harvesting deer. Till next time, give me a like, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It is free. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks.